Welcome to All the Right Marketing, where we talk with business owners and industry leaders about marketing their programs and products. Our guests share tips and help other book lovers in this industry, whether you are a librarian, bookseller, author, or publisher, to learn about marketing. The truth of the matter here is that the advice coming out of these conversations is for anyone across all different industries. So today we have I'm not going to say old as in age, but an old as in an old friend and colleague of mine, Layne Booth, who is the CEO and dashboard expert of the Project Booth, a business growth agency that uses proven metrics and data to bring business owners to the next level in their business. By up-leveling client services with strategically planning and visual dashboards, which I have had the joy to experience, business owners can reclaim their time to focus on their business, make data-driven decisions, and increase their income, all of which is true. Welcome, Layne.
Thank you, Maria. Such a delight to be on the other side of the screen with you today.
I know, normally you're in charge when we have a meeting, and now it's my turn to ask you the questions.
Exciting.
Well, let's start off by talking about the fact that I did not know that you had a black belt.
Yes, I love that
Shotokan.
question though. It's such a great icebreaker. What's something most people don't know? And so, yeah, I was like in growing up in school and everything, my mom was always trying to find like an activity for my sister to like gravitate and enjoy. So she went through dance and soccer and all the things. And so like I just went right along with her. So whatever she was trying, like I was trying too. And karate was one of the things that we really stuck with together. And actually she has a black belt and so do I. So by the time I think my senior year in high school, we were both black belts in karate. And so I will say the fun part though is don't really use it, much these days. I'm not still actively training, but it is fun when, kind of messing around with your husband and getting like him into hand locks and stuff. And he's like, stop doing karate on me.
That's awesome. That is so cool. And it's empowering as a woman to know that you can physically defend yourself if you needed to, and that this culture, you have this aspect of like a different culture and learning about their discipline. And I think that's really neat. Well, Layne,
Yeah.
I've invited you here today because not only have you helped Cardinal Rule Press in tremendous ways in our business, and really you've helped us to see that when we're marketing, it's not just about doing the next best thing, but really looking at the numbers and deciding whether or not what we're doing is giving us a return on our investment. So you've really helped us to become smarter in our marketing, but you've also done something that has added to my professional development in so many ways. And there's a huge learning curve behind what you do with your virtual events. So you have hosted now, I believe, 2 or maybe 3 virtual
Just finished
summits.
our third virtual summit.
That was your 3rd virtual summit. And I love participating and learning from all of the experts, but I know that there's a wealth of knowledge and information behind why you do what you do. So let's just dive right in and learn about hosting a virtual event.
Yes. Well, I feel like, first of all, let's kind of clarify what that is. I mean,
Thank you.
virtual events can happen a lot of different ways. They can be live, they can be pre-recorded, they can be a blend of both. So for the virtual summits that I like to host the best, it's kind of like a blend of, podcast batching. So I'm pre-recording the interviews, but then I'm dropping them in a live scenario, typically over a 5 or a 10-day window. And so I'm grouping like-minded or similar topics together. So day 1 might be all about marketing, day 2 is all about systems, and so forth. So we're really bundling it in a way where it's on theme and easily digestible, and people can watch at their own pace a little bit, but still have the urgency to stick around and listen and find solutions to the key problems that they are looking to solve, in a space that has a lot of expertise coming to the table as well.
And so my first question for you as a business owner, because I know what the goal is for those that you connect with. It's to educate and to provide valuable content to these people. But what is the goal as from yourself, from a business owner? What would be the goal for the event?
Yes, that's such a great question, and actually a key metric that I feel like a lot of people forget because they feel like their goal is to run a summit. And your goal isn't to run a summit. Your goal is to increase awareness, growth, sales. There's something that needs to happen. There is a specific call to action. So for me, I tell my students and clients this all the time, like, where's the thing that you make money? And then what's the one thing that happens before that? And so that one thing right before is typically what these big summits or events are geared towards. And so for me, that's booking a call. I want to use the summit to engage with people, to deliver high value. But at the end of the day, too, I want to call forward, hey, if you're struggling with, these specific problems, 1, 2, 3, then I want to invite you to book a call and we'll talk through that together. And then I know that, based on my metrics, that 30 to 40% of people I get on the call with are going to move forward in some capacity to work together. Much like, if you're a book publisher, then people getting to your product on Amazon, like driving traffic to Amazon is going to be a key metric, that next step. And then they are going to purchase, a certain percentage are going to purchase after that. So at the end of the day, you absolutely need to have a specific call to action. And I always encourage people not to just build an email list, but to invite people to buy from you as part of their events.
So you have a process set up where you have everyone viewing the events, and then there's that specific call to action that goes out a few days after the event. Book a call, and that's fantastic. So that's your goal from the back end. Tell me about the challenges in running this type of event, because I know you can't do it single-handedly on your own. I mean, you probably tried that first time, but let's talk about it. There's a graphic designer needed. So some people can do that on their own, but there's also a tech aspect. You're hosting everything on a certain platform. There is the need to schedule and to pitch. So first to pitch, and then to schedule, and then to follow up with that schedule for different speakers. What else? There's the call to action with the follow-up. And then there's also an aspect, do you do the summit where people can pay a price, an affiliate price? Your speakers probably can get affiliate fees, but there's a price that you can pay for the lifetime membership. I can't remember if you do that yet.
Yes, that's a great question. Yeah, I do make that offer typically at the beginning, actually, as what I call like a bundle or all access pass. Where, hey, the summit's going to run free from March 1st through the 5th. But if you'd like to continue to have access after March 5th, then here's your all access pass. It's, $37 on the front end. And then I do offer it again on the back end for a higher fee, like $47 or $57.
Okay.
But I did find probably 95% of the buyers are on the front end. And so I try to, one thing that is also a key piece on some of the challenges are really nailing your copywriting. There's a ton of writing that happens with an event. So having the speaker communication, what you need to talk to the speaker about, what are their talking points? How do I summarize that in the daily emails that are going out? How do I promote? What kind of promotions and emails and landing pages and thank you pages? So I would say the tech and the copywriting comes with that. So circling back to the bundle question, but really, if this is one of those key metrics again, right? If I know 95% of my buyers happen on the front end, I'm going to spend a lot more time making that thank you page where the bundle is presented. I'm going to spend more of my time really dialing in that copywriting than trying to send out 5 emails at the end of the summit, really trying to get them to buy the $57 rate at the end. So these are just kind of some of the,
yeah, that is a key point right there. So and I missed that. I missed the landing page. I missed the thank you page when I was going through all the different things off the top of my head that you need to provide a virtual event like this. I completely missed those pointers. And the copywriting, how key that is. So do you outsource the copywriting, or is that something that you do on your own?
So I will say writing is not necessarily initially strong skill set for me. It's definitely something I'm developing and still
Mhm.
working on. As a business owner, I feel like you do need some sort of, capacity to do that. So what I did was I had someone help me with the first one. So I'm very good at emulating things. Like once I have a framework in front of me, I can kind of emulate. So I did have her help me with the copywriting on the first set, and I've kind of rinsed and repeated that with the other summits going forward. So I have a great bank of emails, of landing page examples, thank you pages, and things like that that I can reuse now. And even now, training my team members so that now that we've done 3 and kind of had some slightly different themes, they can go back and pull from those past events as well.
That's amazing. And this was not part of our questions, but it just came up. I'm wondering, what is something that you learned through hosting these 3 virtual events that surprised you? Something that came out of it that you didn't expect? Is there something that comes to the top of your mind?
Yeah, well, it's funny. I mean, you go into running an event with the intention of improving your business sales or growing your business, right? I was like pleasantly surprised with all the incredible speakers that I brought on. Was that I like it, you kind of lean in like, ooh, do I want to work with that speaker? Because you just learn so much from the speakers as you're hosting it as well. So whether you work with them or you just take some gold nuggets from their interviews, you personally learn a lot from the speakers, from the experts as well, that I think just really fuels the creativity and gets you excited again, kind of reinvigorates your drive in your business again.
Yeah, because when I attend the event, I usually go through each day and I mark off, okay, this is something that I'm interested in. This is something I'm interested in. But for you, you're hearing every single interview. You're part of each of those interviews. And so whether you like it or not, you're taking in that information and you're held accountable to attending each of them. Very cool. And I'm
Mhm.
thinking about all of the writers and publishers who are out there listening and anyone who's in the book space. How can you use this information? Well, one, I think it's important to encourage your community to attend events like these because it is such a beauty in the realm of professional development. And these have been happening before coronavirus, before COVID-19, hit. But it's a great way to be at home and to improve yourself and to really gather. But at the same time, to host something like this, like Layne mentioned, there are metrics behind it. Each of these events. So think about like what she said. If you can recap that, Layne, I really enjoyed when you said you have to think about what is it that you're selling or what is it that you want to sell, and then you go one step before that. So for you, it's your services, and so one step before that would be that call where you can really introduce yourself to the client. You can get to know their business a little bit. Are those 15 or 30-minute calls?
We kick off typically with a 20-minute call,
20.
so
Oh,
kind
okay.
of right in the middle. So yeah, we have a specific template that we're following. So there's key questions that we ask on each of those calls to really get an understanding of, what are their biggest struggle points right now? What are their biggest goals? You learn so much just on those initial calls. And then we found it's helpful to just kind of get that information on the front end. And then if they seem like a good fit from there, then we move into a second call where we talk through a little bit more about what it would look like to work together specifically.
That's fantastic. And I'm thinking about how Publishers Weekly right now is hosting their first online event. And I'm thinking,
Mhm.
okay, for them, what are they looking for at the end of the day? They want advertising. They have these online and in print advertisements that go out weekly. They have several newsletters, but people don't know all of their services. So what are they looking for in this event? They're probably looking for people to know more about what they're offering. And they're also providing a space for everyone in the book community to come together when Book Expo has been retired and discontinued. So, I think everyone can take something away from this. It's just so valuable. And I appreciate your time today in bringing this to our group. Are there any last words? Like, how can people find you and learn more about future events that you're hosting? What would be a great way to find you?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to continue to connect with folks. I have two main ways that we can stay connected. One is we're hosting several workshops throughout the year. We have live events and workshops happening like we talked about today. So you can go to scaling2021.com and it will take you to whatever the next latest and greatest event is that we have going on. And the second thing is I stay active on Facebook and our Facebook group. So I'd love to encourage your folks to hop over there. And that is Simplify It and Scale Facebook group. So you can know your numbers and grow your business. At the end of the day, we have on our mission to really help, entrepreneurs to take that next step to really understand, make numbers simple so that you can effectively grow your business.
Fantastic. And I have attended several of those. And, there's nothing that I get for sharing this, but that it's super valuable as a business owner, as a publisher. And she represents multiple businesses, which is the really cool thing is this goes across different industries. So ladies and gentlemen listening, thank you for tuning in today. We will put all those links to follow up with Layne in the show notes, and we will be releasing another episode next Tuesday. But until then, Cardinal Rule Press, Maria Dismondy here, sharing information that can help you in the book industry every single day, whether it be in marketing or advertising. So we look forward to connecting with you again. Thanks, Layne.